What can I say? I mean, your book says I'm not a messiah, but Sonu, let me say you are a messiah more than an actor for lakhs and lakhs of people in the past 9 months.
No, thank you so much, Pooja. I feel you're very kind to say that, but I believe that what I did was my duty, and that was something, a message that was God sent, and I could connect with so many people. And I would say, like, it was my that Kalinga moment where you explore yourself and you believe that this is actually what you always wanted to do.
And you've been called the Asli Bahubali, you've been called Superman, and there is a very interesting thing in the book which you've written that your father, when you just started off as an actor, would say, "Poster mein nahi dikhte ho." Then you started being seen in the posters because he wanted to see you amongst the stars. Today, he would be very proud. I mean, you more than a real hero are the real hero.
Yeah, that was always a complaint or a feeling that my parents had that somehow their son has been ignored in the posters or somewhere. So I think I always used to tell them there'll be a day when we'll be on the top. So just wait for that day to happen. I wish my mom and dad were around today, but I'm sure their wishes are making this happen. What I'm doing today, and this is something magical. I remember what I was with Chiranjeevi. So, last week I was shooting with him for a film called Acharya. And he said, what, we always believe that as actors, we have achieved so much, but what you have done is beyond that. And, I think you're a blessed child. So I think that was very special coming from him. And today I miss my parents more. And I believe that, they are watching me from up there. And, I have to keep this good work going.
Now, recently there was a temple made for you in Telangana. And I mean, there are blessings coming for you from across. They always say, na, dua hame sometimes dawa ki kaam karti hai. I mean, the immense goodwill, Sonu. I mean, and also you mentioned something, it's waking up to your mission. I mean, हमारी जिंदगी चली जाती है और हमको समझ नहीं आता हमारा mission क्या है. What was that turning point for you when you realized this is my mission?
Yeah, Pooja, I started my, the pandemic work with distribution of food and all. Till I met these migrants who wanted to go back to their homes, and when I was able to send them back to their homes, the kind of smiles that I saw on their faces, the kind of happiness that I discovered in the whole process was something magical. And I thought, this is not the journey of those 350 people. I have to connect with the rest of them also. And then in no time, in 2 days, almost close to 1 million people connected with me on various platforms because they believe that, I'll make them reunite with their families. So that was something which, I can't put in words and how it happened. It was, it spread like a wildfire that, there's one actor in Bombay who's helping all these migrants get reunited with their families. And the kind of faith they had put more responsibility on my shoulders. So I had to make that happen. A whole day till 11:30, 12, I was helping them reach bus stops, stations, getting those permissions sorted. And from 12 to 4:35 in the morning, I was connecting with them on Twitter, sending them messages, lining up their travel with my team. So it was something which I was not trained, not equipped, but it happened just from inside. And every single day I was learning new things, and even I'm learning today also.
And it's a Herculean task that you took up. जब शुरू हुआ था, आपने सोचा था मैं इतना कर लूँगा. It became, I mean, as you're an engineer, you've kind of engineered a movement. And as you said, engineering की degree यहाँ काम आई with the precision that you moved forward. I mean, you came out of your safety zone, connected with people. What was going on in your mind at that? I'm sure you were overwhelmed. There could have been moments कि अब मैं ये नहीं कर सकता, because वही है ना, everyone's looking at you.
पूजा, ये कभी समय नहीं आया कि जब मुझे लगा मैं ये नहीं कर सकता. मुझे था कि ये मुझे करना ही है और मैं कर सकता हूँ. मुझे याद है कि जब पहली दफा मैं पुलिस ऑफिसर्स में गया, उन ब्यूरोक्रेट्स के पास गया कि मुझे इन लोगों को घर भेजना है. सो उनका ये कहना था कि ये पॉसिबल नहीं है, लॉकडाउन है, आप नहीं भेज सकते उनको. और दो रास्ते थे, या तो मैं उनकी बात मानकर घर आ जाता और अफसोस मनाता रहता कि ये लोग अभी भी सड़कों पर चल रहे हैं, और दूसरा तरीका ये था कि मैं कोई ऐसा रास्ता ढूंढता कि इनको भेजा कैसे जाए. देन आई स्टार्टेड कनेक्टिंग विद देयर स्टेट्स कि अगर किसी का घर उनकी स्टेट में है और वो जाना चाहते हैं तो हम कैसे रोक सकते हैं. तो उनका ये कहना था कि ओके, आपने सही बोला, नहीं रोक सकते, आप एक काम कीजिए, आप हमें ये परमिशन ला के दीजिए उनकी स्टेट से, और फिर हम नेक्स्ट स्टेप लेंगे. मैं उनकी स्टेट से परमिशन लेकर आया उनके लिए. सबसे मेहनत का काम ये था कि हर एक इंसान, अगर आप 350-400 लोगों को भेज रहे हो एक लॉट के अंदर, तो अगर 350 लोग अलग डिस्ट्रिक्ट से हैं, अलग रीजन से हैं, तो हर एक उस डिस्ट्रिक्ट, हर उस रीजन की आपको परमिशन लेके आनी पड़ेगी. फिर आपको मुंबई से उनके हेल्थ चेकअप, कहाँ पे रहते हैं, कैसे ट्रैवल करेंगे, वो सब परमिशन लानी पड़ेगी. और उन्हीं एरियाज की, अगर कोई मुंबई में वडाला में रहता है या अंधेरी में रहता है या वसाई में रहता है, तो उसी पुलिस स्टेशन से उस एक आदमी के लिए भी जाना पड़ेगा. आप ये नहीं कह सकते कि यार तू एक आदमी भैया वसाई का है या तू अंधेरी का है तो मैं तेरे लिए नहीं कर सकता, क्योंकि बाकी के 250-300 जो लोग हैं वो वडाला के हैं, तो हमें उस एक आदमी के लिए भी अलग से परमिशन लानी पड़ेगी. तो प्रोसेस बड़ा टीडियस था, लेकिन पहला कदम ले चुके थे हम लोग, और हमें था कि इनको भेजना सबको है. और मुझे याद है कि जब मैंने उन लोगों को भेजना शुरू किया था, everyone was asking when are you going to stop? So I said till the last migrant reaches back to their village. So I think that was my mission. और जब तक आखिरी नहीं घर गया, मैं लगा हुआ था और आखिरी को घर भेज के छोड़ा. और सबसे बड़ी बात ये थी कि उस भेजने के प्रोसेस में, when I was sending them back to their homes, I used to speak to them कि आप वापस कब आओगे, and when are you going to come back? And everyone used to say कि जब काम मिलेगा सर वापस आएंगे, या फिर वहीं काम ढूंढेंगे. And from there the journey of Pravasi Rozgar started, where I thought that I have to give them jobs. So one thing led to other, and still miles to go.
Do you realize the admiration in everyone's eyes for you? I mean, it's just across. Even a Twitter, which is such a nasty platform, only has good things to say about Sonu Sood. But there have been very interesting moments. किसी को अपने, वो कहते हैं ना पंजाबी में, सौरों से दूर रहना है, किसी को हस्बैंड के साथ नहीं रहना है, किसी को मालदीव्स जाना है. Very, very funnily said, रिक्शा में भेजूं या साइकिल में भेजूं. कुछ होते हैं, then they all want to see a good intention fail also. So how did you balance all that? How do you keep your balance? Because it can be very overwhelming for a human being.
I handle my own social media platforms. मैं खुद reply करता हूँ सबको. I don't have a team to do that. But मैंने ये realize किया कि ये जो सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म जिनके बारे में हम लोग इतनी शिकायत करते हैं कि बहुत नेगेटिविटी है, लोग बहुत समय खराब करते हैं, उसकी एक खासियत ये है कि अगर आप इसको सही ढंग से यूज करें तो बहुत जानें बच सकती हैं, बड़े लोगों के करियर्स को दिशा मिल सकती है. You can navigate many more lives to a proper destination. So जब मैंने उन लोगों से बात करनी शुरू की तो मैंने उनकी प्रॉब्लम्स हल करनी शुरू की, और उस दौरान बीच में लोगों की जेन्युइन प्रॉब्लम्स भी थी जो फनी हो सकती हैं कि हाँ भैया आप मालदीव्स जाना चाहते हैं, अगर आप अपनी गर्लफ्रेंड से शादी करना चाहते हैं और आपके पेरेंट्स नहीं मान रहे हैं तो ऑब्वियसली आप सोचते हैं कि मैं बात करूंगा तो मान भी जाएंगे. तो ये सब बातें प्रोसेस में थी, लेकिन मैंने बोला कि अब वो एक परिवार की तरह मेरे साथ जुड़ चुके थे. वी आर ऑल वन फैमिली, एंड एट नो पॉइंट आई कुड रिएक्ट कि यार कहाँ ऐसी आप बातें कर रहे हो, मैं लोगों को भेजने में लगा हूँ. तो मुझे लगता है कि वो जो फन जोन में हम लोग बीच बीच में कभी आता रहता था, तो वो भी बहुत जरूरी है ताकि लोगों को इट शुड कीप पीपल चार्ज अलाइव. एंड like I said, we were all connected as one family, and I had to make sure that I stay like that always.
And you've also helped a lot of young children get the education, because online, and digital access is not possible. Yeah. But from Moga to Bollywood, in a nutshell, what has been your journey like? Because as you also said, nothing less than that of a migrant. Like there were times when you've narrated in the book, you had to bribe someone, a security guard, to get into Film City. A grade, B grade, C grade, film ka idea nahi tha. You have struggled too. Now when you look back, in a nutshell, how would you describe this journey?
I always believe that, a guy from Moga with a lot of dreams in his eyes started his journey as an engineer in Nagpur and came to Mumbai with a lot of dreams, and who believed that things will happen overnight and you will be noticed crossing a road by a director or a producer and you'll get your big break. but it took almost 1.5, 2 years to actually realize the roads of this city. No one noticed, no one bothered, no one was ready to see your pictures. And that's the time you realize that life is not going to be an easy journey. There are two ways: either you go back to Moga, start your family business, or just fight your way in and make your family proud. So I chose the latter one, and blessings of my parents did the trick. And from the whole journey, what I had from Moga to Mumbai, if I can sum up, the moral of the story is just have patience, perseverance, and believe in your parents. I'm sure, their wishes will do the trick, and you will make them proud. So I always worked hard for the dreams of my parents, not my dreams. And I think because I was working for their dreams, that's why those dreams came true.
Also, were you always a people's person? Because they say connecting with hearts is one of the most difficult things. And also in this pandemic, as I said, you're being looked upon as a savior, worked selflessly. Were you always like a people's person, never shy, could connect with people? Or have you discovered something about yourself during these 9 months, the way you have lent yourself out there to people?
पूजा, हमारी लाइन के अंदर दो बड़ी चीजें होती हैं कि जब हम सक्सेसफुल होना शुरू करते हैं, हमारे पास एक वॉल बननी शुरू होती है. वो वॉल जो होती है उसमें सिक्योरिटी गार्ड्स रहते हैं, उसमें नंबर चेंज होते हैं. हर 1-2 महीने में एक्टर्स नंबर्स चेंज करते हैं कि यार लोगों के पास नंबर हो गया, मुझे उनसे बात नहीं करनी. जो सिक्योरिटी गार्ड होते हैं उन्हें ऐसी इंस्ट्रक्शंस दी जाती हैं कि जब कोई हमारे पास आएगा तो हम उधर नहीं देखेंगे, लेकिन आपको हमें बिना उधर देखे हुए उन लोगों को दूर करना है कि बॉस वो हमारे पास ना आए, हमें डिस्टर्ब ना करें, और हम थोड़ा उधर देखते रहेंगे और सिक्योरिटी गार्ड वो पब्लिक को दूर करता है. और आप हमेशा देखेंगे कि जब भी एक्टर्स आते तो एक हल्ला मच जाता है, चाहे उनको एक्टर्स या क्रिकेटर्स हो. तो ऐसा भी हो सकता था कि अगर वो अकेला चल के चुपचाप निकले तो शायद कोई बॉदर ही नहीं करता, बट नो वन वांट्स दैट. सो एक हल्ला जरूर मचाया जाता है कि हट जाए पीछे, हट जाए पीछे. सब तो जो नहीं भी देख रहा वो भी देखता है कि कौन है, अभी क्या हुआ. एंड देन यू क्रिएट एन ऑरा अराउंड यू which is not organic, which is not real, but you start believing and you start living in that aura that okay, I'm someone, I'm a successful person, so people have to notice, and I should look inaccessible, and people should say, oh wow, we saw so and so actor with a lot of people around, and he was with security guards and a big entourage and was going. So that's what most of the people do it, and we have seen our co-actors also fallen in that trap. I don't have any security guard with me. During Happy New Year days, I was given a security. I had a gunman with me, and I took me 6 months to remove him from the thing. So I don't want him. And the top cop in the city said, so no, there are a lot of actors who put applications and they get rejected, and they want a security, but you are in no mood to have security. I said, I'm a person alone. I can go alone also anywhere. So not a problem. If people come, okay, spend another 15 minutes, take pictures with them, spend time with them. They'll feel happy, give some good memories, and you can just move ahead and on. The number that I bought the first day in my life, when I switched on from a pager to a mobile number, I still have that number with me.
Wow.
I'm still accessible to people. So I think this is what I try to keep myself connected, grounded by staying with every individual that I had met during my initial days of struggle. Because, when you become successful, a lot of people who were a part of your journey during those days, somehow, they find it very difficult to connect with you. They find it, oh yeah, he was with us, he used to be a room partner, but now he's become a big actor. Should we call him or not? But when they speak to you for 30 seconds, they realize, okay, you are the same person, or no, you are a changed person. So I believe that you have to stay what you were in those days. So that's what I try to do. So that's why all the friends that I had during my struggle days, I used to stay with them. They are my friends now also.
And it's amazing also, you've been through your share of struggles, and nothing succeeds like success. You have achieved your success and also have proved your selfless dedication to a cause. But what message would you want to give out through actors, people in your industry who are struggling through this pandemic? Many are not able to face the challenge because it's a very unnerving time. आप उनको क्या कहना चाहोगे?
A lot of actors approached me yesterday. I was shooting for an ad last week. This guy's mother came to my building and she was crying. He said, "My son is not aware that I've come here, but he's an actor. He wants to do something, and we don't have any money left with us. I don't know what to do. If my son comes to know about, he'll be very upset. But as a mother, I had to come to you that please give my son work." And yesterday I called him for an ad, and he was very happy and he was very thankful that he's shooting now. So a lot of actors approached me. They said, you have helped migrants and all, but we are also struggling here to get a work. And I can totally relate to them, because even when I came to Mumbai, it was a tough journey. You have to pay high rents, you have to survive, and it's very, very difficult to actually survive in a city like Mumbai. But I always tell them, have something to fall back. If something doesn't happen, at least you should be able to go back to your families or do something in life to survive. Don't. This industry is a great place to be in, but this is not so precious that you should sacrifice or ignore your precious life and your family. Just give your best shot. If it happens, happens. If it doesn't happen, just do something else. But stay focused, work hard, and maybe someday your day will come.
True, and also I like the humor in the book also. Like Shah Rukh Khan जैसे चक दे में जो speech होती है, मैंने वैसे भी speech दी. Any memorable moment that comes to mind? I'm sure there were light-hearted moments also that actually, in the seriousness of it, made you like smile and relax.
A lot of things. I remember a lot of migrants who were struggling to go back to home, and we were able to send them back to their home. They became our volunteers. They started working for us. They said, sir, you have helped us, and we were very inspired. So how can we be a part of your team? And from UP, Bihar, Uttarakhand, Jharkhand, they became our volunteers, and we were trying to help people through medical or education. So they were the ones who used to go to their homes, check their genuinity, and they used to guide us. And now we have a huge family. You name a district in this country, you name a mohalla in this country, you name a state in this country, I have people everywhere. So anything we get to know, we just call them, I'll check her, and we make sure the help reaches them on time.
Wow. And also I want to tell the viewers, there was applause for you when you came on the sets also, because that's how you greet actually a hero, right?
No, I know. It was quite embarrassing also, when I reached on the sets of Prithvi Raj, there were almost 250 people. And, they were all in different get-ups and all, because this is a period film. And they all stood up and they started clapping. And they said, someone said, "Sir, you took care of my kids' education. So you gave ration to all those 5-6 months to all of us. Wow. You did a brain tumor surgery for our relative. You did a kidney replacement. You did a liver transplant surgery for all." So I never knew that. Acha, thank you so much. And okay, great. And my director, who was sitting on the set on the monitor, Dr. Chandra Prakash Dwivedi, and when he came back on the monitor, he said, "This is what is called a real hero, the kind of respect, you get on the sets from people, no matter how big star you become in life, or you give 100, 200 crore movie, but the love is something which comes on its own, and that I've seen it today. So no, we are happy to have you on board. So I think that was special.
And I mean, I feel the book is aptly titled. It should have been titled Masiha, but आपने बोला I am not a Masiha. But जाते book लिखते कुछ something struck you about yourself जो आपको पहले नहीं पता था, some discovery you made about yourself?
मैं पूछा अभी आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ ना, मैं कई चीजें डिस्कवर कर रहा हूँ. मैं कई बातचीत में, कई बार उन थॉट प्रोसेस, आप उन गलियों में, उन चीजों में आप घुस जाते हैं जहां आपको लगता है यार हाँ ऐसा हुआ था मेरे पास, मुझे लेकिन पता नहीं चला, लेकिन आपके साथ वो घट चुका था. You had gone through that phase of life. When I was writing the book, I remember I wanted to put all those special moments in my life. Like I said, my mom always used to write those special moments in her life, and I still have her diaries, her letters, whatever she wrote. So from the day she got married she became a professor, we were born, those moments, I'm blessed with the son today, everything is there in the book.
कुलचा आपको बुलाते थे बचपन में?
कुलचा, या अभी भी बुलाते हैं, अभी भी जितने रिलेटिव्स हैं मुझे कुलचा ही बुलाते हैं पंजाब के.
बिल्कुल नहीं कुलचा लगते हो सर.
उस समय छोटे तो लगता था, I was quite fat, and सर कुलचे जैसा मुंडा है, तो I think that's how कुलचा became a pet name. And my mom always used to say that, write your special moments in your life. When years pass by, you'll always forget what happened. So this is very important to write. So I never wrote, and after she passed away, I started writing. कुछ जिंदगी में अच्छा होता था, मैं लिखता था, और मुझे लगा जो पिछले 7-8 महीने में हुआ वो जिंदगी का सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट फेज था, तो मुझे उसको लिखना ही था, उसे शेयर करना था दुनिया के साथ, क्योंकि ये किताब जो है मेरी जर्नी नहीं है, उन सब की जर्नी है जो मेरे साथ जुड़े, मेरे साथ अपने घरों में पहुंचे और आज भी जुड़े हुए हैं. सो इट वाज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू कन्वे टू द वर्ल्ड कि मदद करने के लिए कोई जरिया इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, कोई पैंडेमिक या कोई इवेंट इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है. जिस दिन आप सोचेंगे कि आपको किसी की मदद करनी है और आप पहला स्टेप लेंगे, आप रियलाइज करेंगे किस तरह दुनिया आपके साथ जुड़ेगी, एंड यू विल बी वन ऑफ द मोस्ट पावरफुल पीपल इन द वर्ल्ड.
Absolutely. Though they called you Kulcha, you are the fittest man. But tell me, which is your guilty pleasure? कौन सा खाना है जो आप बस resist नहीं कर सकते और खा सकते हो endlessly?
मक्की की रोटी सरसों का साग लगे. ट्रू पंजाबी. जब भी मैं पंजाब जाता था, फ्रॉम द डे आई स्टार्टेड बाय इंजीनियरिंग इन नागपुर, मैं जब घर जाता था, और आज भी जब मैं घर जाता हूँ, पहले मॉम डैड थे, मॉम डैड नहीं रहे तो जो घर के कितने केयर टेकर्स हैं, वो एक रूल है कि जब मैं घर जाता हूँ उस दिन रात को मक्की की रोटी और सरसों का साग जरूर बनता है, और वो काफी बना के रखते हैं ताकि मैं 2-1 दिन खाता रहूँ जब भी मुझे खाना हो. सो आई थिंक दैट रिचुअल, if we can call that, it's still alive.
So since 2020, you've helped us all and tied through a very difficult phase. What are your wishes for 2021 as a new year descends on us?
In 2020, we almost did almost close to 1,000 surgeries of different people, connected to millions of people. But like I said, this was the first step. I want to do something big in education, employment, and medical. So I'm already preparing the grounds. On employment, we have already tied up on very big platforms with Temasek, and also we're going to create almost, in few years, connect to almost 10 crore people in this country. And that's what my aim is, to reach out to as many as needy people I can. And like the way people trust me now, that, okay, if we have a problem, we can go to Sonu and it will be taken care. So that's what I want to do in years to come.
And what's the wish you want to give out to people for 2021?
I just want to tell you that, this 2021 and many more years that are going to come ahead are going to be the most special years of your life. I'm sure, the way this pandemic, these tough times have taught us, these times have made us stronger, have put more faith in ourselves. So just go out there, just help someone. The kind of happiness you'll get will be immense. So just bring that smile on someone's face who need you. And I promise you that 2021 and many more years to come will be the best years you'll ever see.
Thank you so much, Sonu. And from behalf of everyone here, including my family, which is so impressed with you, I want to give you a virtual applause.
No, thank you.
I mean, God bless. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
God bless you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.